We'll get into that later. All right? So I want to talk about identity today. I want to talk about identity. What is your identity? Who are you? You are a person. But what person are you? Are you the person that you were called to be, or are you the person that somebody else wants you to be? Okay, person you called to be. So I want you guys to listen to me right quick. I want you guys to listen to me. The reason I had my wife play that Superman song is because a lot of people think about Superman, they think about a lot of different things. They think about superpowers, they think about strength, they think about the speed of light, but nobody ever talks about identity when it comes to Superman. And I'm going to show you why Superman is the epitome of what an identity is for an individual. So for those of you that don't know where Superman comes from, he comes from a planet called Krypton. All right, you knew that? So Superman has what? Strength. Superman is stronger than any human. He can push any steel. He can leap taller than any buildings. He can fly at the speed of light. Superman has all these different superpowers. But when Superman was a young boy, you know what happened to him?
He got bullied.
No, he didn't get bullied. He got sent to Earth. His father sent him here to Earth. So Superman as a baby had all these superpowers, had all this greatness, had all this exceptional will inside of him, and then he got sent to Earth. And when he got to Earth, who did Superman become? Does anybody know?
A hero.
Who?
A hero.
No.
A hero.
He became, say again? He became Clark Kent. Now this is important, I want you to realize. Superman, now when I'm talking, we're not going to have all the commentary. I want you to have fun, but you're going to focus. Does everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Does everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
So Superman came from Krypton and became Clark Kent. I want to tell you what's significant about Superman becoming Clark Kent. Superman became Clark Kent because he saw Clark Kent as what the world was. So instead of Superman being the individual he was born to be, instead of being the individual with all those superpowers, with all that strength, with that X-ray vision, with the ability to stop bullets, with the ability to fly faster than anything, he became Clark Kent because he wanted to become just like the world. He became an ordinary man with an ordinary lifestyle and an ordinary work ethic. Now, he was a moral person, but Clark Kent was much weaker than Superman because he wanted to conform to what the world was because that's what he saw on a daily basis. So if you guys remember, anytime something bad would happen, or anytime some villain would come about, or anytime Superman needed to save the day, he was always Clark Kent in the cartoon, right? He was always Clark Kent in the movies. And then what did he have to do in order to change into Superman? Go ahead. He had to sneak out and do what? Transform, change the shirt. He went into what? Does anybody remember what he went into? What did he change clothes in? A phone booth.
Yeah.
So think about what I just told you. Clark Kent went in to change clothes to put on his Superman cape so he could change the world. The point I'm making to you is this. A lot of people think that Superman is Clark Kent's alter ego. They think that Clark Kent changed into Superman, but that's not true. Superman is the real person. Clark Kent is the alter ego. And I tell you that because Superman changed into his alter ego to be like the world thought he should be. So my question to you is, who are you? Because you were born to be like Superman. You were born to have superhuman powers. God has purposed you to be born with extraordinary mindsets. God has purposed you to be born with the mindset that is greater than anything you can ever imagine. God has birthed inside of you superpowers because in God, all things are great. And all things are possible when we believe in him. But see, I know a lot of times you guys wake up every day, and you young ladies wake up every day and somebody says something about you, and instead of walking out like Superman and Superwoman, you try to come out like Clark Kent. Because that's what the world wants you to do. Or somebody says something negative about you, and you say, well, maybe I should act more like they act, instead of being myself, instead of being the person God called me to be. So now you walk around more like Clark Kent than like Superman, whom you were destined to be. And see, I'm not crazy. I have 4 kids. They're upstairs somewhere. And as my oldest son is 9 years old, and I understand what peer pressure is. I understand what the world does. Because see, you weren't born to think like the world. You had to learn that as you got older. Because when you were young, you did everything that your mind, that your ambition, that your heart wanted you to do. You did everything that you felt was right in your own heart. But as you got older, the world started to shape your ideas. The world started to shape your actions. The world started to shape the way you dressed. The world started to shape whether or not you laughed at a joke. The world shaped whether or not you watched something on TV. The world shaped the way you treated people. So at somewhere along the line, instead of being Superman like you were born to be, you became Clark Kent. Oh, my homeboy don't think it's cool? Well, it's lame, and I'm not going to cheer right now. Oh, my homegirl thinks that these shoes are better than these shoes. Well, I'm going to rock these shoes because she thinks it's better. Because see, when you act like Clark Kent, you start taking into account what other people think about you. But when you're Superman, the only thing that you trust is what God says about you. And I want to read scripture right now because I want to talk about your identity. I want to talk about how important it is to stick to the identity that God has purposed you with. I'm going to read out of Psalm 139. I'm going to read a couple of verses. I'm going to start with verses 14 and end to about 17 or 18. It says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book, before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. So you guys are fearfully and wonderfully made. That means that you were made full of wonder. Wonder. That means you're exceptional. I don't care how old you are. Somebody may have told you at some point in time that you can't be exceptional because you're young. That's not true. Somebody may have told you that you're not exceptional because of where you come from. That's not true. Somebody may have told you you're not exceptional because of what you look like. That's not true. God says you're exceptional because you're made in his image. And he loves you. But see, the true identity in the individual is not the way that others feel about them, but it's the way they feel about themselves. So I just want to ask you guys, do you love yourself? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you're supposed to be? Because if you love yourself, it makes it that much easier to love other people. If you love yourself, it makes it that much easier to do what God has called you to do, rather than run around trying to make yourself look better than somebody else. So I'm going to close, and I just want to ask you guys a question. Every day you wake up in the morning, are you going to make the decision to be the Superman that you were called to be, or the Superwoman that you were called to be? To have that S on your chest, to have that cape on, to be able to do things that nobody could ever imagine because you have the work ethic, you have the ability, and you have the drive to do so. Or you're going to walk around like Clark Kent, who has to hide in a phone booth, who wants to look like somebody else, who wants to act like somebody else, who wants to be fit in the same mold of this world. Guys, you weren't meant to fit in anybody's mold. You were made to break the mold. And when you break the mold, everybody else around you will see the greatness inside of you, and they'll work to break it as well. Walk around with your cape on, and don't get stuck hiding in the phone booth. God has called you to do way more than that. And as we close, I want to pray right now. You guys bow your heads.